The current spoiler warning level is Azure.
Friends and folks, for this episode, you're looking at a spoiler warning level of Azure. We're talking about a couple of machines from Mobile Suit Gundam UC-0096 Last Sun, which is a manga that no one cares about. So I highly doubt it'll ever get adapted. If it does, they'll adapt Across the Sky, which is 0094 first. So even then we'd have some warning. Anyway, point is, this is safe. Please enjoy the episode. Hello friends and folks, and welcome back to another episode of Mechanista NG as we head back to the regular list for a very normal week. I'm Six Stepmar.
And I'm Dylan. Will it be normal?
I'm ready to have a normal one.
Will it actually be normal? Let us see.
Anything's possible. Oh, the most normal. Okay.
Okay.
Maximum, it's like the fucking, crisis voice. Maximum normal. It's the armor. You switch the armor powers, and there's a little voice. It's like maximum armor, maximum speed, or whatever the hell. Anyway.
Alright. Let's see.
Sure, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
It's normal. It should be easy to guess.
Sure, why not?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be really funny to try and make you guess, see if there was fan art in the
No!
gallery on Gundam Wiki, and make you guess based on that. That's not what I'm
No!
doing, but to me, it would be amusing.
Ooh. This would be the... Would this just be... No, this isn't the Kasi. Ooh, what is this? This leg is interesting. Very distinct, it feels like. It feels like I should have just gotten it from the leg. The shape of, the knee and stuff reminds me of the Kasi, but, It's not quite the exact same design as the thing. This isn't something weird like the G first? Is it?
This is the G first.
Okay. I was thinking about the shapes. I'm like, what has those shapes and colors? Okay. Yep. Okay. This is a weird guy. It's so funny you said the most normal. The G first is a weird guy.
I just said most normal because we got the Universal
Oh,
Century
we got
page
UC.
of our
Yeah,
spreadsheet.
that makes sense. So. Yeah. All right. So yeah, this is the Gundam G first. This is an interesting one too because there are two distinct illustrations for it for some reason. I don't actually know why there are, because this was the original sete, or not sete, but art for it, and it's just interesting because there's a very different stylistic thing going on here, right?
Yeah.
This one, I mean, it's not. It's obviously not Aonbharr, but it's doing the Aonbharr thing of widening it and making it a bit more it has more presence, I guess, is how I would put it. While this is a much more normal design in terms of its shapes. I mean, it's still a little weird, but its proportions and whatnot feel more streamlined. It's a very interesting suit, and I don't know why, because this is from Last Sun, and I don't know why Last Sun has the two different sets of art. But
it's interesting because on MAHQ, Chris lists this as this one here on the right is the standard version, and the one on the left is fully equipped.
Oh.
If anything, it looks like the one on the left has less equipment to me.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Well, okay, so the one on the left, yeah.
Because all the base level stuff, I mean, it seems thicker. But it seems just, differently drawn the same parts, and then the one on the right has, shields and a gun.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I just remember that the skinnier art was the art that was, the first one I had seen, and then later on I started seeing this art more often. Last Sun has that on a couple of designs, because then, not one we're talking about today, but, like, the, what is it, the Zoom, I think is what it's called? Let me look. It's, like, their original Zeon suit also had, like, 2 distinct sets of art. Yeah, so, like, the Zoom, just to show, like, the difference in the art styles, there was this one, right? And then there is... And this one is, unfortunately, only on a black and white page. But then there's this one right here. And you can see that even though it's the same design, very different art style going on.
Mm-hmm.
The one on the right's trying to look a lot more like Okawara's art. Like, first Gundam art. It's something really interesting with Last Sun, that the designs have, like, a couple of representations I've seen for them. Anyway, for the one we're talking about today, though, the G1st. So, the G1st, this is the sort of the main suit of Last Sun, if I remember right. I believe it is. It is an interesting, weird suit. So, bizarrely, it is developed from the mass production New Gundam, but this does not really share any design points with the new. And I guess, well, I'll describe it. So, starting with the head, kind of a weird head as far as Gundam heads go, because, like, it has the Mohawk camera, but the Mohawk camera is very flat. It's not, like, a very pronounced one. And the camera itself is very wide and rectangular, but, like, horizontally rectangular. You've got a very large forehead gem. And then, the way the V-fin works is really weird. So, it's... Coming from the red head gem, you've got these 2 deep grooves, and these are... It's a little easier to see like, if I take the GBO2 model, for instance. But it looks like those would just be, like, maybe a thin part of the, of the V-fin. But no, it's just there are 2 grooves on the head around this, the head gem. And then at the end of the grooves, you have a little white part of armor that is circular that has the V-fin sticking out. And so the V-fin doesn't really start till halfway up the head, which is just, it's interesting, but it's a weird choice. It's not your usual thing. Then you've got vents on the side of the head. For the face, you've got a Gundam face mask, and it's got a couple of horizontal lines going through, so it kind of has almost like the sorry. Apologies, something fell on my end. Anyway, it has it's almost like the F-91's unmasked face, kind of. It's not as, like, deep in there, but, like, it's got the same kind of, like, sections going on that the F-91's unmasked face tends to have.
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
And then you still have a red chin, and then you've got 2 green eyes, and it's got red lining around the eyes. So the eyes are pretty, the eyes are normal. Though I guess, looking at it, it kind of has, like, a mean look to it, more so than other Gundams. The eyes are a bit more narrowed, I guess is how I would say that. Moving on to the torso, we've got a yellow collar area around the base of where the neck is connecting in. Then we've got blue for the pectorals and the middle of the body. You've got a very interesting set of vents. So, first, the middle of the body juts out. Then you have 2 pectoral sections. The sections are very clearly defined. There's even some gray armor on the sides of the middle section to, like, denote where, like, you know, it is, like, separate from the pectorals, which is kind of fun. I like it's got the gray on the sides there. The vents, so you've got a single, like, very thin set of slats for, like, an upper vent. And then you get this large blue, like, separator. And then you have, like, a whole bunch of under vents as well. So it's a very unique shape for the chest vents, which I quite like. Around the lower body, not including the middle section, because the middle section is just like a singular block. You've got red waist armor. It is gray in the middle on the back of it, but then red around the sides. The red sections of armor, the thing that makes them stand out is you have 4 distinct pistons going around for the upper, for the upper torso movement, and you can see those pistons, which is really cool. And you've got, one on each corner of this, chest section. So that's fun. Speaking of fun, moving on to the shoulders. So, for the shoulders, you've got, again, very interesting shape for the shoulder here. It is mostly white armor. It is... Ooh, how to describe this? So if you were looking at it from the side, it almost has, like, a teardrop shape. With the point of the teardrop being the front of the shoulder armor. And then on the point, on the inside detail of the armor, going horizontal, you have a yellow vent. And then on the top of each shoulder, you have a blue section of armor that has another vent inside of that. And then those blue sections have some inner frame looking parts with very tiny little, like, shields, basically, on there, that are, like, these just little red, bits of armor. And then on the back, the blue parts on the top are the same on the back, where you've got a yellow vent. The white part on the more open end now, rather than the point, you've got this large, like, thruster, part, it looks like, just got gray, detail inside of there. The bicep is mostly normal, other than its two-tone. So the inner part of the bicep and this very middle part are white, and then you've got the outer bicep, which is done blue. You've got a pretty standard joint going on. It's got the little circular caps on it, very UC. A little bit of the base of the forearm is uncovered by armor. You get like a little bit of gray inner frame shown. And then the forearm, just kind of a standard blocky white forearm, though on the outside of each part of the forearm, you get a blue bit of armor that sweeps back and covers part of the joint. And this blue piece of armor has a hard point for more shields. And I'm trying to see, does it have... No, okay. So these, it's interesting, right? I thought these might be a weapon. No, these might be thrusters, actually, then. Just given that there are no, like, wrist weapons that are listed in that way. So these might just be, like, weird thrusters on the wrist.
I don't know Last Sun like that. Is it possible that this is just not listed properly? That they just didn't explain this? Because it looks so much like a beam gun. Like a double-barreled beam gun.
I don't know for sure. I can't say either way.
Okay, fair enough.
Alright, but moving on, and then the hands are just hands. It's, hands with a white cover on the back, just very typical. For the waist, you've got the main crotch section, very typical Gundam, like, UC Federation suit. It's got the little inlaid area with the, that is in red with the Federation V on it. The top section of it is blue, and then the bottom section of it is white, going around to the back. The rear part of the waist is also white. You've got the front skirts, which have some blue armor at the top of them with these little vents. I guess, looking at them, these skirts are like the most new Gundam thing on this, just in terms of their shape, though the actual details are still very different. And then you've got 2 panel lines running down on the white section on either side, and then just some like little panel line tick marks at the very corners of the armor. For the side skirts, you get a very blocky set of side skirts that have a bit of a claw on them that are holding the beam sabers on the sides. And then for the rear skirts, the rear skirt design is pretty similar to the front skirt, but with the blue section on top doesn't have a vent. It's just got like it's got the cuts that remind me of reactive armor on it, and then you get some large, like, little thrusters in the bottom there. That's another one that, like, you know, seems a bit more reminiscent of the new Gundam's, like, rear skirts also. The thighs kind of match the bicep, where the middle section and the inner thigh are white, but then the outer thigh, like, armor section is in blue. Again, kind of a standard double joint. Again, the joints here also very new Gundam. So I guess when I said there was nothing like the new Gundam, I was a little off, because now that I'm looking at it more, I guess I can see some of the resemblance there. It's got, like, the circular joint caps, and it's got the 2 cables on the back.
It kind of feels like maybe I'm just getting this impression too much from the shields it has, but it kind of feels like using the new as a baseline, the mass production new as a baseline to sort of design a double Zeta that doesn't fall apart.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to the equipment. The equipment on this guy, at least the shields, those are just double Zeta shields, basically. So for the knees, white knees that pop up pretty significantly. They've got, at the base of them, a squarish thruster in the middle, and then you've got these, like, vent-like parts on either side that are just, like, 3 slats. The frame is kind of disconnected here, so you've got, like, the calves, which have, like, the little thrusters on them. Again, very new style, just having these, like, rounded calves with the thrusters on them. But what's interesting is the armor separates for, like, the front, and you've got this large white bit of armor that's jutting off of the frame, and that it kind of serves both as leg armor and as ankle armor, because it's kind of hanging down a little bit. And that armor section has, like, a little red square and a little gray square on it for details. The outside of the calves are also in blue rather than white. They're mostly in white, but then just these outer parts are blue. And you've got almost like these... It's like if the Alex's, like, leg parts were on a separate little, like, joint so they could rotate. And it's just these large, mostly blue armored thrusters. They have some gray armor at the base of them, and they're just these big, boxy kind of thrusters. And they're on, like, a joint so they can rotate if necessary. The very back of the calves as well have you've got, like, a little plate of armor for directing the thrust, a single round thruster below that, then another plate, and then another thruster below that. So it's got, like, 2 sets of thrusters with these cool plates of armor that stick off the back. So that's fun. As for the feet, very standard Gundam. You've got white armor on the top. It's got, like, a little bulging part in the middle of the white armor. And then the actual foot part is mostly red, with the heel having a little tiny bit of white on top, and it's just kind of a red heel. Not really a high heel or anything. The heel and the foot are not really separated even. It's just kind of your standard flat Gundam foot. And then the backpack, very simple backpack on this guy. It's not even really much of a backpack, because it's, like, 2 sections that are not connected. You've just got, on either side of the back, a gray bit of armor that has 2 thrusters on the bottom of it, and then, like, a little flap, you know, for keeping the blast from hitting the torso. So,
like 2 small vernier pods, effectively.
Yeah, very simple for that design. For the equipment, we already talked that it has the beam sabers on the side skirts, though, interestingly, it actually has 6, because the knees, actually... Oh, you can kind of see them there, I think, on the back.
Oh, yeah.
So the knees have them, and then it mentions that there are some in the shoulders
You can see in the shoulders. You can see them just fine, right there and there.
Oh, they're right there. Oh, at the base. My brain just didn't even see those. Yeah. Okay. So it's got 6 beam sabers total. It's got apparently it has 60mm Vulcans. I don't know where the head Vulcans are. If those are supposed to be head Vulcans, I guess it could be that part there, but it's interesting because on the original art that is not done like Vulcans, but I guess here I could see it a bit more because it looks like it might be pointing forward. I don't know.
I wonder if it has them in GBO2. That'd be a good way to figure out, is to, like, equip them in GBO2 and fire.
Yeah, I do not have this suit in GBO2, unfortunately.
I don't think I do.
Well,
either.
and then, like, oh, you know what? Here, yeah, no, I don't think they're on the head, because we've actually got a close-up of the head here. And, yeah, no, I don't think it does, because those openings do not look like barrel openings. That just looks like black paint over a raised
Could it
area.
be these?
I don't know. I was going to just assume those are sensors in the cheeks or something.
I mean, that makes the most sense visually, but they're here somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Either that, or maybe these are phantom Vulcans like the ones on the Epion.
Sure.
Oh, no, okay, hold on. They are on the head? This is definitely, like, different artists, doing different things, or different levels of detail, because look at the head back here.
Sure.
Those are
Okay.
obviously Vulcans now. So that's interesting, okay, it's just... I wonder if it's just one of those things where one of the artists puts them there because they feel like it should have them, and then everyone's like, we're not going to draw Vulcans because it doesn't use them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But that's just funny to me that it has that. So, yeah, the shields for the arms, it's got these pair of wing shields. They are very Double Zeta-esque. They've got, like, a little joint in the middle so the upper and lower wing parts can move. Located within the wing shield, it has some micro-missiles, and it also has, apparently, some diffuse beam cannons in there. I don't know I don't know if these barrels are the diffuse beam cannons. Though, the main thing is, it cannot use those by default. It has to be in its form that we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also has a beam rifle. The beam rifle, so it's apparently a hybrid design. It uses E-packs, but it can also draw power directly from the generator if necessary. So
okay.
if the E-pack runs out, you can still get a couple shots off probably before it's like, okay, now we have to stop. I do like the beam rifle's design. It is kind of just looks like a futuristic of the first Gundam's version of the first Gundam's beam rifle. It even has like the scope coming off the top, in a similar manner. Though this one just has like a pink camera in there rather than the cool yellow.
Well, it also can do something pretty cool.
Oh.
It can do a diffuse beam shot. You can see this is a little, I'm doing this manually, so it's a little cluttered.
Yeah.
But you can see the barrel can sort of pop out, and then the beam sort of forms around these prongs and fires at it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so the barrel, extends, and those little... Okay. That's really cool. I like that. And then I like the way the white armor that's, right there, pops out. That's fun. Okay. Yeah, so... This is a suit that is also meant to be... It's funny that it kind of evokes a lot of Gundams, but it is meant to kind of be most evocative of the first Gundam. Specifically, it was also... It's an interesting suit in that way. It is... It's one of those ones where, especially, again, when you see, the earlier art where it's less thick... It feels like I see what they mean by this is meant to be a different first Gundam take, which is to say, if this was an AU, this looks like this could just be a main Gundam of an AU.
Sure.
But yeah, this is from Dual Company, the first of many online card games for Gundam. This is the one where they were like, oh, if you win the cards in the game, we'll send them IRL, and the game lasted about a year because it had an online component.
It's, I don't know, it's, this machine's, in-universe existence is weird, because, it's built to be a test of various things, but it's also built to be there for, basically a parade.
Yeah.
Right? This machine isn't supposed to be all that good. It's hey, let's test a few pieces of interesting tech, and then let's just have a Gundam to walk through and wave at the people.
Mm-hmm. It does have Psycho Frame, but the Psycho Frame is apparently an external, system, which is to say, I don't know what it means by that. I am assuming it means it has some on the outside of it?
Yeah, as opposed to being the inner frame, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know.
So-
It's kind of hard to tell what they mean.
Okay, we mentioned that this comes from Last Sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing with... Okay, so I think I know what the difference is, with the two art styles. I think that the skinnier one is Makoto Ishiwatari, who was the mecha designer for that. And then the larger one is Ryoji Sekinishi, who is the actual character designer and I believe the artist of the manga itself. The main reason I thought this is I noticed that on the Prismatic Mobiles issue, which has, all the big art that, like the page that this one on the right comes from, that has Ryoji as the, it has his name on the front cover of it.
And that's the more slender looking one.
No. The one on the right and the left, that's from the same thing. That rear shot is from the same book as this front shot.
But look at the cover.
The
cover's more slender.
This is so weird. I don't know. I don't know which artist does what. I haven't read Last Sun. I don't know if it's even translated, at all. So, see, when I see that cover one, that looks a bit more style. It's hard to tell. Guess it's not quite as, big. I don't know.
It's, here is the G First and its rival, the Banshee.
Yeah, I don't know why it's fighting the Banshee. So...
I mean, Last Sun is about the Phoenix, so I guess it's not that weird.
Oh, okay. That's so funny. I did not realize it's about Phoenix. That's actually really funny.
It's like the ceremony gets attacked by sleeves, and then everyone is interrupted because the Phoenix shows up.
Okay. Oh, alright. And yeah, they're doing the... So these are... So it's interesting that these are... Okay. You get two different stories here. One thing says they were built for specifically the ceremony, and another thing says they were built specifically to test things. And it's just like...
I mean,
I guess it could do both.
Why can't it be both?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, if you have to make it for this ceremony, and it doesn't really matter what it can do, you might as well test some tech with the budget you've been given.
Now, I do think it's really funny that also the story has an epilogue that takes place in UC 105 with the 25th anniversary of the 1-year war being held on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so the G First, it was meant to test a couple of things, including a way to refine the back weapon system. Okay. We never have talked about the GF-Tank, right?
No, so I would say
we did talk about the
the
Cannongan, funnily enough, in a prior.
Oh, you're right, we did actually, huh?
But I think did we talk about the Cannongan-DX in the episode with the Cannongan?
I'll check.
All right, yeah.
That was the obviously the gun cannon episode.
Yeah.
It's not listed on the gun cannon episode. Is either of them?
Oh, they're not? I swear we've talked about the cannon gun.
Let me pull it up and see if we somehow talked about it elsewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I'm trying to look up if we maybe spelled it as... No, I'm looking and we don't have it on our list. Maybe we didn't talk about the cannon gun. Maybe we didn't talk about the cannon gun because of this. I was worried about this very episode because.
Yeah, maybe
so
we we pulled it up and then we were like, we should do this on a different episode. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what then? Weird pivot before we talk about any variants or anything. Because I think we would have to talk about the cannon gun next, and then we have to talk about the G-Tank, and then we have to talk about the
GF-Tank, please.
Yes, and then we would talk about the DXs, is how I think we should do this.
I agree.
Okay. So, the Gundam is the RIX-001 GA Gundam G First. Then we've got the RIX-003 Cannongan. And the Cannongan is... it's the Cannongan. It is another suit that has two sets of art, so I'm linking for this in the middle, and then that on the. I'll let you rearrange those.
Sure.
Not as much overall different, but I just think it's nice to share all the art. It's funny because this art looks very Kotoki inspired here, like just the way it looks there. So the Cannongan is obviously for the same thing. It is a remodeled G-Gun that is turned into sort of a gun cannon. It has some fun stuff going on. So to start with the head, you can tell the G-Gun face and eye beneath this, but it has a bunch of equipment around it. So the forehead, you've got a large forehead guard in red. It's got an extra camera on the forehead guard. I believe the forehead guard might be a movable guard as well, like you could pop over the face, because it's got these like little, bits of like these little slits in it. You've got on the very top of the head an extra mohawk camera with some blue around the base of it, funnily, or it might be that's gray, just gray around the base of it, and then the rest of it's in white. Very tall forehead camera though, I guess because it has to peek over this forehead guard. That they made the mohawk camera a little taller. You can really tell when you see it on the back, from the back. But yeah, the size of the cheek, you have large extra bits of armor on the sides of the head. Doesn't really imply any function on them. There's some slits on the front of them that are reminiscent of the whiskers from the gun cannon, is what I believe these are meant to evoke, because the gun cannon's got the double vents that are just like the horizontal lines on the sides of its face that look like whiskers. And then, yeah, it's got a very Jigen-esque face. The torso is, again, it's basically a Jigen torso underneath, but with a bunch of extra layers of armor thrown on top. You've got some red armor over the pectorals on top that just has some extra lines around it. And then around the base of it, where it's like, where it flaps downward, you've got these like big yellow pieces. It's not really like a vent, it's just painted in yellow there. Maybe they can pop open, but the middle torso section, you've got, so the armor, it's very heavily armored, and you've got like these two bits of armor around the side, these two like separated plates, like sort of between the pectoral and middle section. They're just these, like, thin plates that have these, like, little circular cutouts in them. And then the very middle front of this chest armor actually has a singular camera that's just popped up looking forward. And then you've got, like, the cockpit hatch below that. You also have some extra cameras underneath the pectorals on either side. You've got these, like, little yellow cameras that are, like, inlaid in there. Funnily, those are not on the Prismatic Mobiles artwork, but they are on the, normal artwork here. So that's just interesting.
Oh, no, I think you can see them right there.
Are those meant to be them? Okay. They look more integrated onto the torso there for sure then, because here
they do.
They're flopped, like, separate. For the shoulders, huge shoulders. Again, it's funny because the shape is very evocative of the Jigen shoulders, but these are just very large in comparison. Lots of armor on them. It's red armor around the front. It does have a large opening for a thruster, or like a maneuvering vernier in the front, bottom, middle of it. Front, bottom, middle, yeah. Then you've got sandwiched between the front and back plates, you've got this double, like these square double thrusters sticking out of the side, and then on the very back you've got sort of the same thing with the maneuvering vernier at the bottom, and then you have a set of double, like just these huge thrusters on the back on either side, which is fun. And then on top of the shoulders on both of them, you've got a little gray base that is holding onto the very weird, interesting cannons that this has. So, the cannons are... when they are folded up like this, these little cones still fire beams, but they fire it as like a diffuse beam, as in like, like a spread shotgun. Or the barrel folds over the front and then it fires like a huge concentrated beam. So
sure.
That's fun.
Sure.
And also, though, that having the conical diffuse beam, it kind of is reminiscent of both types of gun cannon equipment, because there's the gun cannon with the SML missile
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 pods.
launchers,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
so just kind of reminiscent of both. Bicep just dark red, joint just kind of a standard joint. The forearms, extra armor around the whole thing. You've got the elbow area, funnily has like some rounded armor that is very, again, gun cannon, because this is meant to be a gun cannon even though it's a G-Gun. Then you've got some extra clips held onto the left arm on this little, like, you've got like this gray base that has some extra clips, and these clips are for the hands, because the hands are weird. So, the thumbs have little cameras on them, on the top, and then the index finger and middle finger, specifically, have barrels on them. So it does finger guns, and has machine cannons in them, and then the base of the hand has the clip installed in the base of the hand there. So it folds in the, ring and pinky fingers, points the index and middle fingers forward, and fires those as, like, machine guns. Which is very, very, very goofy. Funnily, those
there's a
aren't even listed.
panel of it doing that?
What?
There's a panel of it doing that?
Oh, yeah. God. So, yeah, there's those. It's really funny, because I'm looking... The wiki doesn't even list that as equipment.
Huh.
Just looking at it.
That makes me suspect all the more that those wrist things.
Wait a minute. Oh, sorry. These are beam rifles, not machine guns. Right. Sorry, I was mixing these up. These are the beam rifles.
Okay.
So it's got 2 beam rifles in each finger? Question mark. I would not call those beam rifles, personally, because that is no longer a rifle when it's that. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I
tiny.
wonder. I guess, well, it depends, right?
Uh-huh.
How far does the barrel go? Does it go back into the forearm? It has an E-pack that loads into the bottom of its hand.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess it could just be a movable barrel. The thing is, it's like, you look at the GBO2 version of it. This is another suit that I don't actually have in the game that I wish I had. Especially because if I did have it in the game, I would actually know this. So... These are the you can see that they're very small, and they are movable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting. Not only that, okay, I was misseeing this thing on the arm. This is not 2 clips, because I can see it now angled here. I thought those were 2 clips, because those look like the clips. No, that is a quote-unquote beam jack, which is a small physical blade stored in a sheath mounted on the left forearm. It can generate a beam blade from the end of the handle, and it can be used like a nail gun. There are a lot of things in that sentence that I don't understand. Small physical blade in a sheath on the left forearm. I get that. Handhold for close combat. Can generate a beam blade from the end of the handle, and can be used like a nail gun. So...
Well, the thing is, the way nail guns, like, despite video games, the way you use a nail gun is not from a distance.
Yeah.
So I think the idea is you hold it up against something and rapidly turn the beam blade on and off.
Okay. Oh! That's the... Okay, so that part with the beam blade... Yeah, okay. I see it now that I look at it. This is such a weird machine. So, here it is, in action. That's the blade. You've got a solid blade on top. You've got the handle.
Oh.
And then that's the beam saber at the base, or the beam. And you can see that it's stabbed through the shoulder of, I don't know which, this might be a Zuom. It's a Xeon suit, obviously, by the cables. And you can see it igniting, or that might just be a Zaku, actually, just looking at the shoulder.
The beam blade comes at the bottom like it's a Spetsnaz knife?
Yeah, and I guess that's the thing, though, is you put
Weird.
you put the base of the knife up against them and just fire the little beam blade out. Like that. This is so weird.
Okay. That's a very strange choice, yeah.
Oh, also here, we have a picture of the visor unit popping down for the head, which does a really cool effect of having the eyes start glowing beneath it.
Uh-huh.
I also love the way, the camera on top can extend. It's telescopic. That gray part on the front.
Oh, that's fun.
This is such a weird machine.
Well, and you ready for one fun thing from the art book?
Yeah, sure.
We can see just the G-Gun underneath.
Oh yeah, I did see this in the one other picture. Yeah, there's just the naked Jigen below it, which is funny. And yeah, that is sure just a Jigen A2.
Yeah.
Alright, gotta finish talking about... and just also one last thing to show, sorry, because it is important. So, yeah, it does have these labeled as beam rifle. See, I just think I would have called these, I don't know, beam fingers or anything like that. I always assumed these were a machine gun because of how tiny they were, and just, like, I don't know. This is a little goofy. Now, apparently, the wiki posits that the guy, the designer, Makoto Ishiwata, he did a design in Valvrave the Liberator called the Kirschbaum. That also uses, like, finger guns, I guess.
Sure.
Here's... Oh, that's a weird-looking design. It's not very good art because the Valvrave art's not huge. It does have giant hands that have... Yeah, it's dual finger guns with a clip on the bottom and then the pinky and the ring finger.
And the little sensor on the thumb.
Yeah, okay.
And
yeah.
I think it's a fair accusation.
Yeah. What a weird-looking design. That's funny. Anyway. Alright. Moving on to the waist, the skirt. You've got a very simple front skirt. This is basically all added armor because, you know, the Jigen doesn't really have much of a skirt. So you've got this, like, red armor that's just around there. You've got extra armor around the crotch area with the thruster below. Still has the little indentation with the little Federation V in there in the middle. The side skirts, those are the extra clips for the gun. Which I guess these are the same clips as the Jigen's rifle, which I guess I see it, because the Jigen does have, like, very thin clips for its rifle. But, yeah. And then, so it's got 4 extra clips on the side skirts. And then the rear part, you've got a little square thruster on the added armor below. The thighs, mostly in dark red, but the armor on the very front is just you have a single plate of the lighter red. And that plate is probably just added on top of... I'm assuming... So, because we saw the base Jigen, I'm assuming all the dark red parts are the parts that are the actual, like, Jigen underneath parts, and then all the lighter red is, like, plates and whatnot added over the top of it.
Which is also part of what makes the legs kind of funny, is that it's like they don't even bother covering up the inner leg.
No, it's just
like
the front.
Sort of the shell. Yeah.
Then for
and the side, but
yeah.
Not even really the side. You're right.
Yeah, that's just Jigen leg. And then the lower legs have a fun thing going on where it's got extra armor over the knee, and the knees pop up a bit. You've got what appears to be another sensor, just given all the yellow sensors on this, on the, like, below. You've got, at the very base of the knee, kind of, like, near the bottom of the leg at that point with how it runs, like, little square inner area that has a thruster inside of it. You've got some extra armor around the outside. You've got a little maneuvering vernier on the front here, and then you've got a larger square thruster, and then it's just clean armor on the back. The bottom of the leg opens up on the, like, back behind the heel, where you've got these 2, like, double stacks of thrusters on the back. I like that, like, the way the armor is here, you can see some of the inner Jigen armor there. Just, like, with how this armor's put on. So that's fun. And then for the feet, the feet are very odd looking. You got some very light gray base armor, for both the heel and the top of the foot, and you've got some darker gray, like, weird armor that has some, like, little bumps on it. It's just got, like, lots of little details on it. It doesn't really imply function.
It feels like it's... I mean, the thing is, it's got flip-flops on.
Yeah.
That's the top band of a flip-flop, because the bottom bit that it steps into, the bottom part of the sandal, is not only, like obviously that's not on a Jigen, it's so distinct that you can see here it can fold individually of the foot.
That's so weird. And then the thruster is also movable. Like, the little square thruster box can rotate.
Which I guess is a good thing, but, you know.
That's so weird. And then also, no backpack. The backpack has been removed. Which, you know, this is such a weird machine. You can see why I had a hard time describing it, because there are things that, like, visually would account for one thing in Gundam, and then in this are just doing its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. This is a weird machine. Alright. Trying to see if there's any other, like, weird mechanic. There is, in fact, one weird mechanic I can point out. The clips on the skirt actually have, like, a little, maneuvering arm so that you can pop the hand into them.
Sure.
So, like, I guess, like, the skirt pops out on that, and then you pop the hand down so you reload it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I kind of like it.
I want this machine in GBO. I want all these machines in GBO2 because they're so weird. I only have one in GBO2, which is the GF-Tank, which is really funny, the funny one to have.
I didn't know they put the GF-Tank in as well. Okay, well.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Of all the ones to have.
Alright. Well, let's talk about that one then. So we've got, finally, the last of these machines, the GF-Tank, the RIX-00PT, which is designed from the Loto, and is fucking weird. So this is kind of trying to be the gun tank, but also it's trying to be the G-Fighter, is the actual thing with it.
And the G-Bull.
And the G-Bull.
And the G-Sky.
I mean, it's all of them, right? It's trying to do all of these.
Right.
Now, sadly, in GBO2, it doesn't have the flight mode. It just has the mobile suit in the tank mode. You can't initiate flight mode.
Maybe it'll be one of the things they add later, like when they added Double Zeta's Fortress mode.
Yeah. Okay, so this design, the head is very inconspicuous and, like, kind of just laid into the torso. It is very visible from the top, though, because it is all yellow, other than the glass canopy around it. It's got, like, a little piece that sticks up in the middle, but otherwise it's just, like, flat yellow armor and then the canopy on the front. The torso, blue, very wide. It's got, it's mostly blue armor. The middle section has, like, the red nose of the plane just down, and that's not a cockpit hatch because this is a gun tank. So, presumably you would actually enter it from the top. Or from, like, because this is based on the Loto, like a different door, but it's not a torso door. So I have to imagine that this little nose that is on a joint is only for the plane mode to have a nose. So that's in red. And may have some maneuvering verniers around it. You've got underneath the pectoral section on either side, like a little yellow cut-in with a vent. Then a white lower torso section. The torso is wide and squat, though. It's very, like, short from top to bottom. You also have, inside of the collar area, 2 cannons. So this is, like, doing the thing, which is kind of true of First Gundam, especially for, well, not as much with the gun tank, but more with the gun cannon, of not having the cannons attached to the backpack, but having them, in the torso. This one's got these 2 large cannons. They're on these little arms. And then the cannons themselves have a weird setup. You've got a camera on the inside of each of them that's popped in, and then a camera on the top. No camera on the outside of either of them. Though, when this is in the plane mode, you can see that this upper area rotates. So that the top camera is now on the side, and then the inner camera is now on top. Which is weird. And then the barrel is, like, a very surprisingly detailed white barrel. I am betting this also has the diffuse cannon mode, because if you look at the barrel of this looks like a bigger version of the G-First barrel.
Yeah, you're right. It definitely looks like it. That's probably... Then,
moving on to the arms, So, where the arms connect into the torso, there's also, I just should mention, there's these, like, large, like... They look like the kind of, like, sensory equipment you have on a submarine or something, where you've got, like, the thing that just juts out like that. Like, it's not quite like a radome, but, like, it's like it juts out and is painted gray around it and is rounded. It's just that's what it reminds me of. And then you have the actual shoulder. The base of the shoulder almost looks like another chest. So it is just a giant pair of vents, like with a yellow slat between. It's yellow with a yellow slat between them. Then it's blue around the top. The back of the shoulder, you have some large thrusters that are in white. And then the fuselage of the thruster just sweeps back pretty far, and then it's got these little folding wings. One that is pointing like up at the base of it, and then one on the outside that can fold up or out, depending on the mode. And then it's got like a little thruster at the end that can move like up and down. And then the outside of the shoulder, you just have a wing. It is just fully a wing that then has a hinge, and then that part, and then a part that folds up. So it's just like a little foldy wing, kind of like the Double Zeta one, but instead of being connected like in the middle, it's connected at the end of one of the wings. The bicep is just in white. You've got a simple like little wedged joint in there, and then the forearms are blue at the base of them, and then gray, and then the ends of them are painted blue again, and it is kind of just like the little missile pods that the the Loto has, you know. The interesting thing here is, so I have been bringing up that there are design differences, but so Dual Company is one of the first things to have all these things in it, and if you look at the Dual Company version, it has different colors, and even the hands are designed in a very different way. It doesn't have these top jutting, like, rounded parts, and these are not red on the final design, they're gray. Which, just mentioning that because Dual Company stuff was when that first bits of art came out, so it's just, again, very distinct art style difference, and there are some different colors of the legs we'll talk about. Just wanted to bring that up. Then moving on to the waist, you've got these red skirt parts that are able to move, like, you can see the hinge where they move around on, which is interesting. The middle crotch piece, you've got, like, a little red inlaid piece there and a little thruster on the front. The base of the waist, the skirts on the side, and then, like, the sort of, like, connection piece for the leg at the top are all in dark blue. We do not have any rear art of this guy, unfortunately. I'm assuming it's just, oh no, we do. Okay, here we are. Found it. Just post that real quick just to look. Okay, the rear is very simple though, luckily, so don't put it over the card. You can see it's blue with a little red part on the top, and then you've got like these very basic like little skirts on the back. Then for the thigh,
fucking weirdo.
Very short thigh. You can see the joint in the middle there. The joint is done in such a way that, the legs can fold because, again, it's doing the Loto transformation. You've got the knee has some sensors on the top of it, in green. And then on the leg is mostly like just squared off armor around the front, and then the back of the leg is just all the treads. You've got a double set of caterpillar treads on either side, or on either leg. You've got some ankle armor going around the feet that have, like, horns on them, which is kind of funny. And then you have the feet themselves, which are kind of just basic. They're all in blue, and then they've got, like, a little plate on top. You've got the base flat part. You've got, like, these little double heel, these not even really heels, because they don't go that far back. Just these, like, little, like, bits sticking off the back of the foot, and then a little bit of a toe on there. And then for the backpack, you've got this large red backpack unit with some, like, it doesn't really look like thrusters. It's kind of like these, like, little thin slats all over it, and then it's got a big blue wedge below it that then has, like, a set of double thrusters that are, like, vertically aligned. This is a weird machine. So, this has a few bits of equipment, and I have this guy in GBO2, And it has, so it's got like the missiles in the hands, right? And you've got the cannons on the shoulder, which are I believe, if I can't remember like if in the game they have the diffuse mode, because I haven't actually used the GF-Tank a ton. It's weird because it's like I think it's a 550. Just it's at a cost where I just don't happen to play all that often. It has, so one of its melee weapons is the pile hammer, which you can see it's not on the original art of it there. It's not on those hands. But it is on this. You see these like rounded parts that are added to the Loto's missile pods on the top? You can see them a little better here. Those pound forward. Like, that's why it's a pile hammer. It's just like a, pneumatic hammer, basically. And then when it mentions I don't know where the heat cutter is, because it mentions that on the wiki, and I'm like, I don't remember the heat cutter as a weapon on this. Oh, it might be the fins on the legs. These actually, now that I think about it, might be the heat cutters. And then this is just like a weird machine. And here's the other thing with it. It's a gun tank, but it's also a G armor and also, G bull, etc. Because the reason we had to talk about this last is this is more made to combine with the others, which is apparently based on improving the back weapon system that the RIX of all things uses.
So, looking at the intro video they did for GBO2, it doesn't seem to have a. I'm just going to go over all its weapons. Some of this is redundant information. It has the shoulder cannons. They just fire like shoulder cannons. Yeah. It has these little guns on the waist that flip up. These two little red ones. Yeah. It has the missile launchers, and the top one is like a rapid machine gun. And then it looks like just its counter animation. It heats up the feet blades.
Okay, yeah. So those are the heat blades, and yeah. So okay, I think we've accounted for everything then.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, right. Oh, right, because the beam guns are in the skirts. Those are the ones I missed, and those are for when it's in the transform mode. They pop up and forward. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Those are what I missed, but yeah, the rest of it though, missiles, pneumatic, or the hammer. Pile hammer, whatever.
This was the suit that was added on Christmas last year.
That's funny.
It is.
That's very funny. Okay, yeah, so that would explain why I have never seen these, because I don't think I've ever countered with the machine either, the few times I have used it, so okay.
Sure.
Cool. Alright, anyway, the actual important thing is, now we have the DXs. The G-First DX and Cannongan-DX, so we'll talk about the G-First DX first. And this is what happens. The cannon gun sort of the GF-Tank combines with the G-First.
But it's not fully B-Craft, because that's not enough metal for that to be the full G-Tank.
No, it is. Look at the back. The G-Tank's a Loto, and the Lotos are tiny, remember?
But the GF-Tank is not. The GF-Tank is fucking huge.
No, it's not.
I guess my brain is just processing.
No, the GF-Tank is 11 meters. 11.8.
Huh.
It's a Loto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the parts... It is drawn in that way because that's how the artist drew it, but no, this is a little guy. Because, the leg parts are just taken wholesale from the Loto, as are the hands, and the Loto's tiny. And those are the legs.
Those thrusters would have to be going the whole time so you didn't tip over. There's just a second dude on your back. That would be so back heavy.
Yeah. Also, you have fucking almost have the wheels from the feet just... These are, useless to you in this combined mode. Because they're just hanging off the back there.
Well, unless you want to, lean way back and then use them as, I
guess it's got the thruster added to the bottom that the Loto didn't have. Maybe that's the main benefit, is you get these extra little thrusters at the bottom. Yeah, this feels very, Super Robot Super Mode in a way that, is not normal. Even with like, you know, stuff like the Gundam plus B parts. This is like ridiculous, this thing. So yeah, the GF-Tank's waist rotates 180 degrees, because you can see there's the backpack from the GF-Tank. And then the arms, fold the wings out and are just behind the other arms, and then those are the missiles. Not even
a reason to do that.
Do you see?
There's not even a reason to fold the wings out. And yeah, I see the missiles.
There's the little hands, and I guess you have the pneumatic hammers if something ever gets really close.
Like, it's GF-Tank is holding tight to his boyfriend's waist.
Basically, yeah, is that what's designed? It's just one of those things that feels like this is struck. I would need to see this in movement, and here's the thing, this hasn't been added to GBO2 yet. We have the Cannongan and the G-First and the GF-Tank, but we don't have the G-First-DX. I want to see this in motion, because the way this looks, all the parts are hanging in such a way that, like if this had a model kit, this would be a nightmare model kit, I can imagine. Because, like, these legs would want to dangle down and, like, lean over. The hands from the Loto, you would have to keep them from, like, whenever you rotate the waist, like, colliding with the beam sabers and the side skirts and stuff. This just is a nightmare of parts, like, rubbing around each other.
I don't want them to add it as its own unit. I want it to be that if you have a G-First and a GF-Tank on the same team, they can combine.
They could just gatai in the middle of battle. So, yeah. Funnily enough, their cockpits even combine. There's a little, like...
What?
Yeah, you can see it in this art. There's a little hinge that goes from the back. This is the G-First cockpit. It's obviously, you know, the circular escape pod. And then there's the canopy and everything. So there's, like, a little linkage that happens between them when they connect.
Dylan, I'm so tired.
So that's fun. And yeah, so this is the combined form, and I mean, not much to talk about. It's the G-First in all aspects other than the back of it. It is wearing the GF-Tank as a backpack. The GF-Tank has contorted its body as best it can to just be a backpack. Like, you've got the two large thrusters, you've got the wings folded out, you've got the arms grabbing around the waist, you've got these legs just dangling. But I mean, it doesn't actually change, like, the G-First detail at all from the front. It's still got the double Zeta shields. It's just got its beam rifle. This is just the G-First still.
I know this is not the case. But the way those cannons are positioned, I so want him to reach up and grab them and have them be Giga Beam Sabers.
God, just absolutely gigantic. The DX stands for Dual Transcend, by the way.
Shut up.
By docking, the performance has been improved by 150%.
No, it hasn't.
Functions that could not be used...
I don't believe you.
Oh, the beam rifle's diffuser, yeah, could not be used in the base mode, but it can be used.
Okay, I guess that's kind of fair.
The cockpit has connecting passage, making travel between the two possible. The psychoframe activates by sensing a new type like the NTD system, and light leaks from the slit in the forehead. Oh, the forehead slit is where the psychoframe is. I say that's still internal. Oh, and
keep reading.
The eyes turn from green to yellow.
When the psychoframe is used, the output is further increased, which is an unexpected situation exceeding 200%, but the surplus energy is released using the emission ports of the 6 beam sabers.
So the beam sabers are just...
beam sabers all just turn on!
Blasting the excess energy out of it so it doesn't explode or whatever. This is so dumb.
It's deranged.
Last Sun is so dumb. It's so funny that this is a unicorn side story thing, because this... I mean, I guess it is doing the unicorn. The psychoframes could do whatever you want. When you keep putting more of them. But, like, the actual details of the story are so ridiculous that it's just... It's just... I don't know. What if we had a parade and we had 3 machines that were based on things from Unicorn, but are clearly fucking insane in terms of what they do, and they combined together and had to fight off the Fenix and the Sleeves at the same time during a parade. Also,
I know they
did do this art that is meant to be like the first Gundam art. That's so fun. Like some of the promo art for first Gundam.
I know it's a little wasteful, but why don't you just purge off the legs?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very
and
weird.
The wings.
And then the main pilot. There are 2 pilots in Last Sun listed for the G1 DX. Jolyon Day and Guns Run, who I assume Guns Run is the tank pilot. The name is Guns Run, though. Is this the pilots? Hold on, because this is one of the other promo images. And I'm like, you've got 3 Pokemon trainers as your pilots, seemingly.
So, no one is listed on the GF-Tank as a pilot, so it's hard to say if that's the case.
Okay.
And then, the G1 itself, the base G1 has a second pilot listed.
Okay.
Bicha Oleg.
I knew that Bicha shows up in this comic. I didn't know what he does, but I did know that, actually. Okay. I don't know. I cannot find any information about the pilots on this, funnily enough. So it's like, I see these 3 characters, and I'm like, are these 3 pilots? Because they're like the original characters I see here, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the story is that, like, the ceremony is going on, and 3 junior high students get bored and wander off and discover a Gundam. So.
Oh, is that actually what it is? Oh.
That's actually the story.
Okay, yeah, so that is these 3. These are the 3 students then, okay. So, just presumably by being in the middle, that's Jolyon, and I have no idea who the other 2 could be, like, names-wise, especially...
I mean, there's no way they were brave enough to name that extremely peppy girl Guns Run.
They should have.
There's no way.
They should have.
They should have. I agree. Okay, so wait.
It just feels like 3 Pokemon trainers wandered in, or something. Like, their designs are like... You know what it is? It's that they each have a color-coded design, because red, blue, and green for the 3 colors they're wearing. You know what I mean? Like, it feels so coordinated that it just, like, doesn't feel like... I don't know. This is such a weird side story.
The Cannongan is piloted by the girl. We know that her name is Zoe Jansen. It's also piloted by Elviano at one point.
Okay. Alright, I forgot, there's technically one other unit to talk about. There's the Cannongan-DX, so
I think it looks better.
I'll throw that in here. Yeah, it's also just wearing the, whole Loto on the back. Funnily, by being a somewhat simpler machine, it actually works out a little better here, funnily enough. But you can see it's still just wearing... What?
No, go on. I'll pull something else. There's I don't know. It could do that.
It's just funny to me that it's wearing the whole Loto on the back. I don't know if this really changes anything other than now it's got 2 sets of cannons. I see.
Yeah. Did you see the thing?
Yeah, I saw the thing.
It can put them in. It could put the gun in the other gun.
Well, kind of. It looks like the barrels pop off.
Oh,
and then
just
those
you're
back,
right.
And then, so now you've got
what?
2 extra sets of barrels over these guns, which I guess would make it stronger. Because it does call it the Hyper Rush Cannon. When they are together, going off the thing. Hyper Rush Cannon.
Folks. Listeners at home. Viewers. You take the barrel off of a gun and put it on the end of another gun. You know that's not how that works, right?
Unless there are...
You know that doesn't do anything?
So this is a beam gun, right? So what if there are internal mechanisms that do something to the beam in the barrels?
There might be something that modifies the beam, but it's not going to give you extra power. There's no way that's where the generator is.
It's really funny because, like, this is, like, a common thing in Gundam where sometimes, like, it's like, oh, how do we signify that this rifle is stronger? We put a longer barrel on it. But then it's funny because Gundam 00 is the one that kind of posits this the other way, where the Jinx's extended barrel doesn't change the output at all. It just makes it easier to aim over longer distances.
Now, this would be really, like, clumsy looking and dumb, but listen, what are we talking about here? Take the front half of the barrel off, plug it in here, and then take the back half and plug it into the base of the gun.
Okay, yeah, that would be kind of cool.
So that it's venting its
I'm sad we don't have the rear shot of this
jank,
because I do want to just see it wearing the Loto backpack again, because you can see it does the same thing. It's got the arms, like, held around the waist, it's got the legs just dangling off the back, and the legs turn 180 degrees.
The legs are not doing anything. Just drop the legs.
I mean, the GF-Tank feels like that in general, because even when you see, like, the idea that it flies in the sky mode, it's just like, oh, if you just drop the legs, this would just be, like, more of a normal flat plane, and you would not really lose anything by losing the legs, because the legs only have, like, the tiny thruster at the end, but if you just drop that entire lower half, you would then have a more atmospheric flight-capable thing, and have dropped a lot of weight, honestly.
Oh... Okay, so, sorry, I was wrong.
Oh.
So, Jolien Day and Zoe Jansen are Federation officers who drive these things. The kids, I think, discover them, but don't drive them?
They just hang out in the cockpit?
I don't have enough details to tell
I
you
wonder
that.
if that's... I wonder if that's why in the DX mode the cockpits have to connect, because they're like, okay, kids, go into the back.
I will tell you that it seems like they don't say what this guy pilots, but listed along with Jolien Day and Zoe Jansen is Rex Fabio, who I assume is probably the GF-Tank pilot. The name of the actual kids are Sun Place, Looney Helio, and Bloom Lilac.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, really?
Uh-huh. They're 10.
Okay, yeah. Sun Place, Looney Helio, and Bloom Lilac. I like that they were like, okay, Sun Place, okay, we've got a sun. Looney Helio, we've got a moon. Also, her name is Moon Sun, because Looney and Luna Helio.
Do you think that's... I assumed with the name Bloom Lilac that has to be the girl.
I don't know.
I hear you. The second one sounds like it would probably be a girl's name, but I can't imagine them naming a boy Lilac.
I don't know.
For the record, this is not me saying... I'm just making a judgment of the heteronormativity of these
Well, don't worry.
writers.
Their teacher is Riga Flat, age 22. I'm glad we get his age, too, for some reason. But, like, no one else is. This is so weird. This manga's weird. I don't know. Anyway,
Lilac Gundam.
Alright, yeah, that's this, though. I don't know. I don't know how to end this. I'm just like, because, yeah, that's everything. These are such strange mobile suits. Like, their design philosophy, for being what is essentially a unicorn side story in terms of how it's, like, advertised, the tone of this story is wild. This feels so... I don't know. Like, the tone of it just doesn't feel like a unicorn thing to me.
Did you know this?
What?
This is getting an anime.
When? Huh?
This was announced last month. June... that's just 2015. Never mind. Sorry, 10 years before, so it's probably not actually happening. That makes more sense.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was like, I feel like I would know.
Yeah, I mean, so I will say, I do have to give I don't know about mea culpa, whatever. I did last episode in the show notes, I shit-talked how the, Erder Hunt movie was never gonna actually happen. It was stuck in production hell. And then they announced the release date and it being in October.
That's funny. Also,
but we do have...
I forgot that Last Sun...
in Japanese, but...
I forgot Last Sun is the sequel to Across the Sky. Which is also weird. Because Across the Sky is where Across the Sky is interesting, so... that's where the Delta Gundam comes from. Or the Delta Kai, I should say. And it's the thing that added, like, the Nitro system, like, actually being shown as, like, a weird super mode to it, because, like...
Yeah.
Well, because in the Gundam Unicorn game, when the Delta Kai showed up, it had the funnels and everything, but they don't really bring up the Nitro system, and it doesn't have the flames. But then, the manga happened, and then the guy made it so, like, oh, when the Nitro system is activated, it emits flames from, like, all the gaps in the armor, Like blue fire, because it's the Nitro system. Oh, okay, we can see the names here. Yeah, Someplace, Looney Helio, and Yeah, Bloom Lilac. And then we've got...
I mean, you can see the
Jolien
English
Day.
up top.
Oh!
You don't have to translate
I'm
it.
so dumb. I mean, look, the katakana is so huge that's why I was like, hold on, what is...
Sure.
And then Zoe Jansen.
Guns Run looks cool. Hang on. Let me post Guns Run.
Anyway, this manga being by the guy who decided we need to add flames to the Delta Kai is starting to make more sense when I think about, like, the... Hey, Guns Run, why is Wolf Eniacal here? He looks like Wolf from cool. Gundam Age. Hold on.
You know.
Or I was gonna say, did you watch Gundam Age?
Not much of it, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
he's 15.
I mean, his hair is even doing the same thing there, and he's even got the,
wow.
He's got the ears. He's even got like that's not as pronounced, but it's doing.
No, you're fully right. That's crazy.
Anyway, I just think it's really funny that the guy who decided that we need to add fire to the Delta Kai is also the guy who's like, what if I made a thing, like, what if I made, like, a gun tank and a gun cannon and a Gundam, and then the gun tank could combine with them? Like, it's just, it starts clicking into place. Hey, Zoe and Jolien are funny to me because, just trying to get their pictures together, this feels like the gender select in a Super Robot Wars game. Just the way they're shaded and everything.
It does.
And, like, they're the same character, but it's just the different gender.
Well, so here's another thing that's funny. I think we're putting it together, right? Mm-hmm. So Guns Run is not in. There's like a Federation like tab here. Like they're all categorized, right? There's like just the kids. There's the Federation tab, and then there's Meru no. I don't know. Yeah. Then there's some kanji, and I'm bad with kanji. But there's another faction. Guns Run is in a different faction, not Federation. So these are the only two Federation pilots. So Zoe is the Cannongan. Jolien here is the G-First. I think that means the kids pilot the tank.
Okay, like the kids... Well, I guess that makes sense, because the tanks, you know, it's a gun tank, so it probably has, like, allows for multiple people to crew it. And also, the tank is, like, the only one that allows for all three of the kids to just hang out in there.
And also, the tank is the only one that doesn't have a listed pilots.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Which might imply that it's slightly complicated.
That's... yeah. Okay. This is so weird.
It's strange. Do you... we don't have... You don't have art of this? Okay. Do you wanna see? Here we go. Here is their Pegasus class.
Oh yeah, I meant to look that up because I saw it in the one art and I was like, well, that's clearly not like the white base, so what is that? Okay. So then they even made... I'm so glad they wasted millions upon probably millions of dollars making a fake white base for a parade. Honestly, realistic budgeting. Let's be real.
I do like this description a lot.
Oh.
An unarmed mobile suit transport. The ship operates in space. A Londo Bell MS pilot describes the Aonbharr as an unarmored, hastily built ship constructed from outdated parts, but is nevertheless well made.
Okay.
This literally was just thrown together so that they were like, okay, we built our fake Gundam and our fake gun cannon, our fake gun tank, we're good to go. And some like, shit, there's no white base. What do we have lying around?
God.
That's funny.
This manga's ridiculous. And I mean that, like, kind of positive, because I'm enjoying myself, but also, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
This white base feels like it should transform. I know that's a silly thing to say, but I'm, like, just staring at it, and I'm just like, this feels like this should transform also. Like, these would be the legs, these would unfold as arms, and then, like, this would scooch back and be the head, the bridge.
So I do have to... Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
What?
So there's the crew of this thing is Colonel Don Colton, who's the captain. And pilot of the GF-Tank. Okay, so the kids don't do anything. Major Rady Hawkins, deputy commander. Julian Day, pilot of the G-First. Lieutenant Joy Jansen, pilot of the Cannon. Riga Flat, quote, at least 2 other teachers. Bloom Lilac, Luna Helio, Sunplace, and at least 3 others. And then the 3 Arrows team, who are 3 pilots.
The
They're
Black Tri-Stars.
They're being managed by Frank Mack. But the names of Arrows 1, 2, and 3 are Deluxe Play, Becky Cheska, and Pink Candy, because then if you take their names, you can get Deluxe from Deluxe Play, Be from Becky Cheska, and Pin from Pink Candy, which lets you spell Deluxe Bepin, which is the name of a porno. Good job, guys.
Amazing.
You did a really good job there. Which is okay. I listen. Whatever. I do not know this magazine. Deluxe Bepin. I do not endorse it. Its catchphrase, "a magazine for those who want to enjoy women even more," is very funny.
You know what? I again, I don't endorse anything with the magazine because I don't know it. But that is a good tagline. That is an incredible tagline, actually. It's pretty good.
I guess that's our closing quote.
Yeah. Well,
Peace.
Peace. Don't even need to do plugs. Fuck it.
Yeah, we're good.
They know where to find us.